Hello everyone, it's Nadine. Today we'll be testing out the Tom Ford Traceless Matte $88 foundation. As you beautiful people know, this is about the products and not the people behind them. Any tiff you may have with them, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy. Okay? Thank you. Oh, my magnificent little morning doves, how you doing? I hope wherever you're at in the world today, you are having a fantastic day so far. I have no complaints, life is beautiful, and I'm so happy to be here with you. Not so happy to have paid almost $90 for a foundation, fuck that. But I've kind of been on a little bit of a foundation kick lately. I've gotten some really cheap ones, I've got some really expensive ones, and I just wanted to see how this compared to the cheaper formulas. My current fave is the new one from ColourPop. It is so good, I dare say better than my Dior Backstage. And knowing that I can get something really damn good for 4 times less than what this was, this better be 4 times as good as that cheap shit. Let's go ahead and hop over to C4HA to see what people are saying about this. Alright, it retails for $88 a bottle, and it looks like there's 40 shades, at least on Sephora's website. And this says it has 4.5 out of 5 stars, yet when you click onto the reviews, it removed anything lower than 5, so I don't get that. This is why the fuck I have trust issues. So I guess we'll just read a few of the 5 stars. I actually think I remember reading the lower starred review when I was on here ordering this product, and it was written by somebody who didn't even have the product. They were just on here bitching, so maybe they took that review away. But the reviews they haven't allegedly deleted say absolutely amazing. They received this as a sample and they instantly fell in love, even with their combo more towards oily skin. I would never dream of spending $88 on a foundation, but this is actually perfect. Love it. It's an oily girl's dream. It's light with medium coverage and the shade matched them perfectly. This person watched a bunch of YouTube reviews and they all said it was negative, but they bought it anyways and they love it. A lot of people got these as samples, but they seem to like it, and this person says it's full coverage yet it melts into the skin. I like the sound of that. If I can look plastic, I'm happy. It's my goal to look like a blown up condom by the end of this video. But C4HA says this is a soft focus matte foundation with a hydrating silky formula and medium to full coverage that lasts all day. It's perfect for normal, dry combination and oily skin. Why don't they just say every skin type? It has hyaluronic acid, a blend of antioxidants, vitamin C, E, and caffeine. Shit, you're gonna find me in the corner drinking this later. And it says this is humidity and sweat resistant. I love the sound of that. The bitch is wet, the bitch is sweaty, the bitch is moist. And I do want to say that finding the correct shade is a bitch and a half on here. Like, half of them look the same and they have them organized so that like it jumps from deeper to lighter to deeper back again. And I like to order more neutrally cool shades, yet online it said I'd be cool beige. I don't even know what cool beige is, but hopefully it matches me because ain't no other options. Okay, so first off, this is not an $88 component. Like, this is cheap as fuck. I shit you not, I've gotten tubes from the dollar store that looked exactly like this, without Tom Ford on it, obviously. But this is nearing $100 foundation. This should be beautiful, and this, like, what the fuck? Not that I'm a packaging queen, like, it doesn't matter. What really matters is the product inside, but for fuck's sake, could you put a little effort into it? And then we have a twist-up cap that does lock. I normally see this in skincare. I just am not impressed. And it doesn't twist off, so I can't tell if it has a smell right now, so I guess we'll just have to wait. Let me go ahead and prime my face. What should we use today? I do have a tidbit of face oil on my face, which is what I normally use as a primer alone, but I think I want to combine that with the Professional Hydrating Primer by Benefit. Especially if this is a matte foundation, I need all the hydration I can get, otherwise my face is gonna look like a biscuit. And I'm gonna blend this out today with a little poof poof. You can get these on Amazon for like $5. This is called I don't know what that says, but there's like 5,000 versions of this same thing on Amazon. Find the cheapest and grab them because these are so good. I've stopped using sponges and brushes. Oh my god, this is a liquidy bitch. I shook it really well. I guess it is just watery. Okay, so I'm gonna start with that, which is several pumps, but it really doesn't look like a lot. So let's try this on this half of my face. Oh my gosh, the match is actually really good. Oh my, this is quite pretty. Wow. What does that smell? I can't tell if my poof has a fragrance because it was just in my laundry or if it's the actual foundation. Either way though, that is beautiful. Oh, let me just put like a little quarter of a squirt on my forehead because I don't think you need very much. That's really pretty. I don't know that there's like a huge difference between the sides. I think this side just looks a little bit healthier. I'm also not loving the way it looks in my little beard, where you can actually get foundations that look great in beards. But this is doing what a lot of foundations do, and it's just kind of collecting and looking pilly, but only right here. Everywhere else, it looks fantastic. We'll see if you can build this up to actually get medium to full coverage, because that was not like any kind of coverage. It was just more like BB cream. Ooh, there we go though. It's building up quite well, but does it look any better than my cheaper foundations? I don't know about that. Okay, so building it up got the coverage, but it didn't make my skin look very well. Let me zoom you in a tiny bit more. So right around this area, it made my skin so fucking textured. You can tell that I have foundation on. I probably shouldn't have gone in with that much a second time, but I didn't really see that much coverage. The more that I stipple it in though and press it into the skin, it is blending out and getting smoother, but it also looks like I have a lot of foundation on. Like, I have cake face right now. It might not look that bad on camera, but in person, my skin just looks so old right around there. And it seems to be where I typically have drier skin. I've been using face oils and creams a lot lately, so my skin has been like super hydrated. Yet despite all of that moisture, it's still really clumping up where I have dry spots, like right there, right under my eyes. However, with that super minimal coverage that I applied with the first layer, I thought it looked so good. So maybe this is better as a BB cream, which, like, one pump on both sides, this bottle would probably last you a long time. Doesn't necessarily mean it's worth it, but at least you can get more bang for your buck. And I love banging for a buck. Let me try the other side with a brush. They did say to use that as a tool, so maybe that's just the key. So I'm gonna go in with this Kiko Milano brush, and it just has one little pump right there. I'll distribute it all over my face, and we can see how this goes. I do also think that maybe this oxidizes the slightest bit because it does look orangey. Okay, this does have a smell. No, maybe it doesn't. Something smells very like essential oily, like lavender something. I don't know. But here's one pump distributed on this half of my face. I really do think my skin looks way better with it on. It doesn't look like I'm wearing anything, and it also didn't cover that much. It just looks a little bit better. So I'm gonna dip into this second little pump on my hand. We can kind of build it up to get some coverage, and hopefully it won't apply all cakey and shit. Okay, so right here, which is my dry spot, it looks really, really gross. Just like textured and dry and aged. And I really don't know anybody who wants their makeup to make them look older, unless you're doing like special effects age makeup, but like I want my foundation to make me look young and hung and wild. I don't really know how a foundation can help me with the last two things, but bitch has gotta hope. I'm just gonna swipe this brush along the rest of my face and hopefully I can even it out. This side does have way more coverage because I used way more foundation, and neither side really looks that great. I do think the brush applied this a bit better though, which is very rare for me to say. And maybe it looks great on camera, which is something to definitely consider, but in person, I would probably feel a little bit uncomfortable going out like this just because there's dry patches, it's pilly, it doesn't look that good. I could see it laying down very, very nicely if you do have oilier skin. Like I said, my skin really isn't that dry right now. Like, it's so hydrated, yet it doesn't look like that. You'd never know that I do like a face mask every day and slap on so many fucking creams. And if I'm gonna pay almost $90 for a foundation, I want it to look flawless. I think the only way that it's becoming saved is as it's drying down, I'm kind of stippling it in and blending it around a little bit more. Probably completely removing the product, and that's why it's looking better, but it doesn't look as bad the more that I do this, but also it doesn't look that good. Like, I shouldn't have to take 10 minutes out of my day to stipple around an $88 foundation. For that price, I should be able to just look at the bottle and have it apply itself. But let me know down in the comments below how it looks on camera. I'm looking in my monitor and it does look really, really good. However, I don't have my glasses on. Let's get a little closer. What do you think? We are up close and personal now. Ooh, how you doing? I think it just needs a little bit of time to mix in with my face juices, and maybe by the time I have all my concealer and everything on my face, the oils will have blended with it nicely and it'll look good. But really, for that price, I should not have to wait for it to start working. And I'm so confused because right there, it looks great, but right here, it just, ooh. Whatever though, I'm just gonna go in with my normal products that I use to see how they blend together. This is a Dior Forever Skin Corrector, and I'm gonna try to be a little bit more minimal than I usually am with this so that it doesn't cover up all the foundation. It looks like I have a lot on, but I really don't. I'm just gonna stipple that shit in with the same brush. Oh, it does not look good together. I don't know what you're seeing. I may sound absolutely crazy, but to me, this just doesn't look good. Even with that Dior concealer, which is one of my all-time favorites, like normally it can turn anything shitty into something magical, and it just isn't. Like, yes, it is a little bit better and maybe a little bit less textured, but overall, I'm just not convinced that this foundation is a good match for me. I mean, it has great reviews, so it must work for other people. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe it was that primer? I have no clue. Let me take another like 30 seconds and smush everything together and maybe that'll help. Nope. From like a good 2 or 3 feet away, this does look really good. My skin looks blurred, it looks flawless, but then once you get really, really close, well, not even really, really close, just closer, you can start to see all the little flaws that this has. Like around here is still so textured. On my forehead, it just is really dry looking. My under eyes look awful. This just looks nasty. But I do still want to give it a chance. Maybe it just needs 15 or 20 minutes to settle into my skin. That's me being very, very optimistic, but we'll see. So I'm gonna go in with the rest of my normal products. For my under eyes, I'm gonna take some Hourglass translucent setting powder. We'll put a little bit on the forehead too, as if there's any hope for that at this point. I do think it looks better on camera though, which makes my job very, very hard because I sound like an absolute nut job. I don't know about you, but I love a nut job and this is not the good kind. So after setting the drier areas with that setting powder, I actually think it looks a lot better. I don't know how it transformed because usually my face becomes a little bit more cakey after I put powder on it, but it kind of looks great now. But also that setting powder is what, like 30 something dollars? So in order to get your luxury foundation to set properly, you have to use a luxury setting powder. This just doesn't seem quite right to me. Especially when you could use like that ColourPop or even Dior Backstage. I'm just not sold yet. Let me go ahead and contour a little bit though. And for that, I'm gonna go in with my Wayne Goss brush into this Gerard Cosmetics sculpting palette. I really want to see how this plays with this foundation because a lot of times I'll have a bald patch right there even though I put foundation on. I just don't understand it. No, I don't think I have a bald patch, but the foundation is also wiping away a little bit. Like I can see my freckles through this now. And I also set it too, so I don't understand this. But other than a little bit of the foundation wiping away, it does seem to be blending out and it looks pretty decent. I'm also gonna take a little bit of a Hoola de Bronze. Fuck, it's just like wiping off the foundation. And I'm gently going in, like this is the softest fucking brush in the entire galaxy. And even so, the foundation is just coming off. And I'm trying to think of what product I used before this that could make it do that. I always use that face oil and I've had it on for like 8 hours now, so it's not like really there anymore. And I've never ever had an issue using that primer. What the fuck, Tommy F? Well, this is what we look like. I am gonna wait for blush because I'm gonna do a couple eye looks, and so depending on how those are, that'll determine the shade of blush I use. But here we have it before I go ahead and do the wear time test. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but does it look like luxury? No. My skin looks like a dumpster applied foundation. But let's take a good look now. I will check in at the end of the day. See you in just a second. Hello! Okay, so it is the end of the day, and does this look any better? Nay. I've had this on for several hours now, and I think now that my whole face is like complete, ignore that I have different eye looks, but with everything on my face, it did kind of hide the dryness down here, but like when you get close, this part of my face still looks so fucking porous, like really, really bad. And I'm not one to get embarrassed, but I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing this out in public. Like it is catching in all of my little wrinkles, like right here, right there, on my forehead, under my eyes, just everywhere. I'd kind of hoped that as the day progressed and my oils started to come through, it would mix with the foundation and turn into something magical, but honey, let me tell you, this is an $88 bottle full of hopes, dreams, and bullshit. And even though I used really, really good products to try to set it and give it everything that it could possibly need, it let me down. This is basically a marriage in makeup form. Let me get a little bit closer. What do you think? I don't think it looks that bad on camera, but I just, I can't recommend this to literally anybody. Maybe if you do have oily skin or, I don't know, use Crisco as a primer, then it would look good, but otherwise, it just, Like, why would I pay for something that ages me, you know? But with one squirt, I do think it did look really, really good. So one squirt on each side. I thought it made like a nice subtle BB cream, but for the price, like we could do so much better. So do I recommend this product? I'm sure you could gather, fuck no. Do I think it's worth the price? That is also a billboard size, fuck no. I just don't understand how like these really inexpensive drugstore brands can come out with such great formulas for such inexpensive prices, and then you have this. And it did have really, really good ratings on Sephora, so it might just be be my skin that isn't liking it. It could be the dryness of my skin, which is very confusing because it's not that dry right now. But everybody's skin is different. And so if you want to try this out, definitely try it. It might work great for you. But for me, unfortunately, it's kind of a strong no. But there you go. Thank you so much for being here. I always love having you. And if you'd like to support me and my channel a little bit more, please feel free to join us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/poplux. There you get early access to videos, you get Patreon only content, plus best part, it's cheap and fun just like me. And like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepoplux.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at officialnady, and you can follow me online at thepoplux.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye.